In this video, I will introduce the concept of command versus function, and within commands, introducing subcommands and prefixes. First, we want to load in the dataset life expectancy. This is a Stata dataset. You can also find the do file or syntax for this video down below. Now we loaded the life expectancy dataset. Let's take a quick look by putting in describe or D for short. We have 68 observations, 6 variables. This is a life expectancy dataset from 1998. Let's do a quick browse. We see region, country, population growth, life expectancy, GNC per capita, and safe water. We have 68 countries. And every variable seems to have a node. We can click on them to see the node. Okay, quickly read through to familiarize yourself with the dataset. Next, I'm going to introduce a concept of function. So in line 3, we use a command called sysuse. This is a command. A command usually is a verb, an action, to import data, export data, to graph, to save, to divide, to create a new variable, to delete, and we just did describe and browse. So those are all verbs, actions. To perform certain functions or certain actions, we need to use functions. In Stata, we have mathematical functions, we have time functions, so on and so forth. In line 6, I demonstrate a transformation, which is quite common in data cleaning. We need to transform a variable from one state to another to adjust distribution for a range of purposes, for example, modeling. So in line 6, we generate a new variable called population growth log, and the function we use here is natural log or ln. Distinguish here, the command is generate, the function is ln. They cannot be switched. Okay, let's see what that does. So line 7, we do a big tab. This is a community contributed command. If you do not have it, you need to install it. The command is ssc install big tab replace an existing big tab. Okay, or to delete it here. Let's see the results of our log transformation. This is original variable in column 1 and transform variable in column 2. Recall that natural log or y equal to ln x does not go to 0. When x approaches when x approaches 0, y goes to negative infinity and never crosses. Maybe I can zoom out a little bit to see. Back to here. See here, this for negative numbers for population growth, we don't have any transformed corresponding log transform results because of the graph I just showed here. How does it look like graphically? In line 11 and line 11 to line 18, I plot the kernel density of population growth and population growth transformed. Let's look at the results. Okay, enlarge it. We can see the solid line is the original variable, and the line with breaks is log transformed. They have very different distributions. Close this graph. Okay, so line 11 to line 18, there are lots going on, a lot of stuff going on. This might be intimidating to read first, but if you take a minute and read through the lines, which I've commented, it's not that difficult. So k density is a command to do something to plot. then followed by the variable name. Then after that, so notice that we have a comma here. This is quite important in Stata syntax. So we do command, usually a verb, and then a list of variables, or just one variable. And then there are options before comma. And for example, if or in or other things. And then after comma are options or subcommands. We have a lot of subcommand going on. We have scheme, the color scheme, of title, subtitle, legend, note, X title, caption, add plot. So all of the stuff is subcommand or option to key density. And I did something fancy here in line 18, which I added a plot of population growth log transformed. And we just saw the results. So the takeaway here is after comma are options, and before comma are the main variables and main options. String functions. We have, let's go back to our describe results. We have we have 6 variables. Most of them are numeric. Numeric versus string will be introduced in a later video as the data type. But for now, we can see country is stored as a string variable. And let's do a tabulation of country. You can see country names, many country names, 68 individual unique rows. Now I'd like to extract the first 3 letters of the country names. And to do that, we need to use a string function called substring. In line 21, I generate a new variable called 3, and I extract a string variable called country, starting with position 3, and extract 3 character starting with position 3. Let's run 21. Okay, and then let's tab the old variable and new variable to see what happened. Argentina becomes ARG. Let's look at something later in the list. Venezuela become VEN. Okay, so this is string function. So far we covered commands, functions, and within function we have math versus string, and then we introduced subcommands or options to a main command. Next, I'm going to introduce prefix. So instead of adding things after comma, we can add things before the command. So the first thing I want to introduce is by sort, line 25. By sort is actually a combination of 2 things. So by means according to, usually is a categorical variable. And sort means sort in descending or ascending order. By sort is sorting a categorical variable, and by the category 1, 2, 3 of the categorical variable do something. So let's run line 26. In line 26, I sort region, and by region, I want to summarize life expectancy. And we see the results are tabulated in the categories of region, Europe and Central Asia, North America, South America. And then we summarize the life expectancy. Life expectancy is a numerical variable, and we have observation mean, standard deviation, mean, max. It seems that we have most countries in Europe and Asia in this data set, 44, but North America has the biggest range and standard deviation, which tracks. Alternatively, we can do this using other command and not using prefix, but rather options, which is by. So this is to show that we can obtain same results using different commands. This is summarize and by sort, which is a prefix. And now we do a tab set, which is tabulating statistics. So in line 29, I'm getting exactly the same thing as line 26, but using different commands. And I personally like this kind of presentation. So I would do tab set if I'm tabulating statistics. But by sort has its own unique advantages and can be quite powerful when you couple it with other commands.